Hello and welcome to today's reading for the verse of today. In today's video, we're gonna take a few short minutes and try and read the verse from the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 44. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found up and covered up. Then in his joy he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. So I think we have several of these short verses. They're quite rare, and they talk about the kingdom of heaven. Matthew chapter 13 verse 44 also talks about the kingdom of heaven. So the book of Matthew is the 40th book of the Holy Bible. It is the first book of the New Testament, and we're gonna try and read and try and understand this verse, and then we're gonna try and think about this verse throughout the end of the day and see how it applies in our lives. So it does say, the kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and covered up. Then in his joy he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. So a man found treasure in a field, and then what he does is he covers the treasure up, and then he goes, he sells all that he has, and he buys the field. So it becomes part of the property that he has purchased. It's very exciting. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and covered up. Then in his joy he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. So he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. So some people would compare this when you're giving it your all, when you're doing your best to the extent of all your abilities. You're just trying to be the best that you can be. Sells all that he has and buys that field. All the money that, like, all the items, all the everything, ownership of all things that we have, all that he has, and buys the field. So we're exchanging property for property. I think that's why we call property like items, things that we own, everyday life, and land also property. I think that's because of this verse. So Matthew chapter 13 verse 44. The kingdom of heaven is like treasure hidden in a field, which a man found and covered up. Then in his joy he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Matthew chapter 13 verse 44. This is very, very nice and very, very hopeful, and something, people are striving towards. Like these examples of, like, the kingdom of heaven, buy any kind of property. It's very important in life to have some kind of goals, things that we are going to do for the first time, because a lot of times experience can encourage us to make big steps in the very right directions. So thank you for tuning in. This was today's reading of the verse of the day, and see you another time.